What's going on, YouTube family? We are finally back with another video. I'm sorry for the delay, but for a whole week I was actually on vacation, taking an anniversary trip with the wifey to Hawaii, and I'm more than likely going to try and post a vlog video of that so y'all can see how much fun we had. Oh, the joint was so much fun, so lit that it was just a whole week of relaxing, disconnecting from the real world, and just being on coast mode just the whole entire time. It was amazing. It was relaxing. The only part that really messed it up was the fact that we had extremely long layovers on the way to and on the way back, so that kind of threw a damper on some stuff, but we'll get to that in the vlog. For now, we're going to go ahead and get into the latest chapters. I'm going to go ahead and do a double chapter review today because it's been so long and I know y'all missed the content. So we're going to do chapters 1057 and 1058 of One Piece. And there's a lot going on in these two chapters, especially 1058. So I can't wait to go ahead and get into this. But before we do, of course, as always, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you get the content as soon as I drop it. And of course, don't forget to smash the like button so that you help the channel to grow. So, that's how we do. But, starting off with chapter 1057. I got mixed emotions about this chapter because there was so much going on, but it was more along the lines of, for the most part, Momonosuke was just having a real pity party when we first catch up with him. I'm not necessarily going to go in order with this review, but Momonosuke still in his feelings about the fact that Luffy and the crew kind of dipped off without saying goodbye to him and Kinemon, and he was just going in. At first, he was just had a montage flashback about all the stuff they had gone through to get to this point. When they first met, the relationship they had when they first met, because he was still kind of a pompous little brat that was just like, yeah, everyone's below me. I don't have to answer to you. You are your duty of whatever you're doing. Your duty to serve me is above above all else. So they went over that, and then how Luffy won him over with his ability to just win people over, just in general. And then the adventure they went on leading up to Wano and the defeat of Kaido and all that kind of stuff. So it was nostalgic. It was a nice tender moment, but it was also the 8-year-old mind state of 28-year-old body Momonosuke being just bitter, and how he really wanted to continue his journey with Luffy, which is understandable because who wouldn't want to be a Straw Hat Pirate? I mean, in the series, Luffy is destined at some point, more than likely, to be the Pirate King, the new Pirate King. So of course, and not only that, but his crew, they just keep it live 100% all the time. So, and the adventure level, really. But I mean, I get it. But so he turns into dragon form, him and Kinemon, as well as Yamato, who unfortunately, I'm so devastated by this, but she's not going to join the crew, and I'm at a loss for words, man. I'm so upset. I'm so upset because I wanted Yamato to join the crew so bad. I think she would have been an amazing crewmate, an amazing Nakama. And I'm like, come on, Oda, why did you blue ball us like that, man? Why did you do us like that? But it's understandable because of the fact that she is the second coming of Odin, and she wants to experience everything like he did. She's going to now, live out like first 20 years of her life, first part of her life, she was a prisoner of her own father. Which is terrible. When you really think about it, your own father kept you as a prisoner. But so she didn't even get a chance to really live life in Wano. So she's going to go ahead and do that. Get a culture shock of what it's like to be around people and have a good time, live free. While she's at it, she's going to, of course, uphold her guardian deity, status within Wano and all that good stuff. So she was cool with that. It made sense to her. In fact, she was all on board for it because of the fact that she's holding on to this Odin moniker so hard. So she was fine with it, and for logical reason. So anyway, Momonosuke turns into dragon form. Kinemon and Yamato get on his back and they fly out to find Luffy. And as soon as they get to Luffy, he starts biting them. Typical Momonosuke. But they brawl a little bit, and Luffy's like, "Yo, why you tripping? I stayed here just so I could say bye to you. But I had some stuff I had to do. I had to get my ship ready, my crew ready, get my materials, because we got a lot going on once we live here. So, I mean, you got to think about it. Chill, relax." So then he finally got him to settle down a little bit, and then that's when it was a matter of him pouring out his heart for real, and was like, "Man, I really want to go with you." And then Luffy actually had one of his smart moments that he fails to get credit for, and was like, "Yo, I knew you were gonna be like that. I think of you as a younger brother. You're cool. We always gonna be just a little." A shout out away, just holler at me, let me know everything's alright. And what I'll do for you is I'll even leave you one of our flags so that you can put that up. Decide wherever you want to put it, but when you look at it, you'll be able to remember that you got your homeboy Luffy and his crew. We got you. We'll be here anytime you want us, as long as we ain't knee deep in some action ourselves. So, not only that, but since I'm Yonko now, that'll show that Wano is now my territory. And if somebody comes messing with you, then they gotta answer to me. So, that made Momonosuke's day. Which, that was one of the better, lighter moments of the chapter, and it was amazing. I was so pleased to see that, and it was like amazing. So that is one of the really cool things about that. But it still took away from it because of how much of a crybaby Momonosuke was. But again, there's also the reason that he's still 8 years old here. Just because he's 28 here, that he's still 8 years old here. So it's understandable. But they smoothed that over. They had that last right before he set sail. But the funniest part about that part was when they finally take off. Nami's like, "Yo, hey, as a navigator, I'm trying to get us to go the safest way to take care of the crew, make sure we're always safe." So they showed us how to get down to the normal sea level from up here on Wano, because of course, in order to get into Wano, well, you don't have to, but if you don't know the ins and outs of Wano, you have to climb the waterfall in order to get into Wano. So she was like, "Oh, they told me the safer route to get in and out of Wano, so they're going to help us with that." And then Kid comes and ruins the moment for Nami, because he was like, "It's just like y'all to take the safe way, take the safe and secure way." And bruh, if you, the look on right here, I'm gonna post it right here. The look on Luffy and Law's face when Kid says this is priceless, because the Kid knew exactly what to say to egg them on, and this look, I'm telling you, was comedy gold. I can't wait for that to be animated, because I want to see just how this particularly takes place. But so, in the spirit of competition, as well as not backing down from a blatant sign of disrespect, Kid's all about the disrespect. He always wants to smoke, so he's always trying to get under your skin, and they didn't back down from that. So they all three sell off and take the huge plummet. Oh yeah, but so that's all good. Everything's good. But meanwhile, back in the Flower Capital, this Gyatso type of announcer dude is talking about how everything went down. He's explaining how the Scabbers took down Orochi, and how the fight was so bleak and everything. He was like just, you know, but trying to make everything sound insanely dramatic and going overboard and all this other kind of stuff. But he was speaking facts though. It's not like he was lying. He was just being over dramatic about his his delivery, which actually helps to make things exciting. This is a 20-year in the making occasion, so of course they had to find somebody who was going to like blow your mind with the details about how everything went. So I mean that was all good in the end. Nothing too serious, nothing too crazy in that regard. But then the part that was kind of a little threw me off a little bit, but I know this was part of the story, is when they, speaking of Orochi and how he went down, they talked about how he ended up, burning, with the fire that happened on Onigashima, and Hiyori comes out of nowhere and was like, that clan, the Korazumi clan, was born to burn, which is a bit on the sadistic side. Just a little bit on the sadistic. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but it's a little bit on the sadistic side. So that one kind of threw me for a loop, especially since, Hiyori's supposed to be all sweet and cuddly and stuff, except, of course, to Momonosuke because they're siblings and, every sibling rivalry. But it is what it is in that regard. So, essentially, the chapter ends with the scabbards piled around behind Momonosuke. Momonosuke's chilling, sitting in Indian style, chilling, just with a really excited, really joyful look on their face. And one thing we happen to see is, of course, last chapter 1056, we see that Shinobu has actually regained her beautiful look that she had in her younger days, but they didn't show Reizo, and everybody at the fandom was like, hold on a second, is he gonna have a glow up? Is he gonna be all slim and handsome and stuff? Nah, they left him the way he was, and that's actually cool, because he's always been like that. It wasn't like back in the day he was some nice, clean cut, chisel chin type of dude. He's always been this troll looking character with the wicked hairstyle and all of that. Always doing the samurai poses of all things, because for some reason he really liked doing samurai poses, even though he's a ninja. I don't know if anyone really ever thought about that, but yeah, that was him. But all the scabbards again, having fun, looking happy, and that's essentially how that chapter ends. So then we get into the most recent chapter, and so we start off with, of course, Luffy and the crew at the bottom of Wano's waterfalls. Jinbei is actually kind of cutting Luffy some slack about taking the rough route, and Nami is like, yo, nah, don't cover for him. She mad, and Usopp's like, nah, don't cover for Luffy. Don't mess with Nami when she's on that bad side. When she's mad, don't do that. You'll regret it. And Jinbei's face. Jinbei has the most shocked, scared, seemingly scared look on his face of all time. It's almost scary, actually. Just how scared this man actually gets when he goes in for that final look. But so then, the moment we've all been waiting for, and we got the post Wano bounties of the whole crew, and man, oh man, was I wrong. So there was so many wrong. I got pretty much everybody wrong. Starting with Chopper, they kept that gag going where he went from 100 to 1,000, which I feel bad for my boy Chopper because, I mean, come on, man. Oda, come on, bro. You keep on holding this man. Give him some respect. He did a lot, and he does a lot. I mean, this man body slammed Queen in his he didn't actually go hybrid form, but in his monster form, in his dinosaur form, and that's a lot. I mean, considering he's a brontosaurus and he was full blown brontosaurus size, and Chopper still well, not really body slammed his whole body, but just from the neck up. That's still kind of beast mode. Let's be real. And this ain't in any particular order because I don't remember the order specifically, but Nami, of course, got her increase. She was at 66, and then she actually went up to 300, over 300 million. And she was like, I don't even know if I want this or not. She's crying. Boo-hooing. Boo-hooing. Brooke actually went from 83 to 383. So he got a $300 million berry boost, which was interesting. He was actually excited about it. He's one of those that was excited about his. Usopp went from the 200 million that he had up to 500 million, and of course him again, like Nami, not thoroughly impressed because more scared than impressed, and he was like, please, world government, don't let it go any higher, please. So natural reaction from Nami and Usopp, but good to see that they had to glow up. Because I mean, if you think about it, even though they were running like cowards and crying the whole time, they did actually take out Page One and Uchi. So it is what it is. So then Robin got a nice little increase. She went up to over 900 million. And of course, that's because of her importance now. They still refer to her as the Demon Child and all that kind of stuff. So they know her importance of her being able to read the poneglyphs and all that good stuff like that. So they're really on edge about her being able to be free and moving about wherever she needs to and getting so close to the last road poneglyph so that she can find out the history, the erased history. And then Frankie was so upset because he didn't get, man, Frankie actually did his thing during this war and he didn't get no respect, and he was so upset about that. He went from what I think he was 96 million before up to only about 300 or 400 million. Because he still had that, he still had Usopp looming above his head, and yeah, he was not feeling that at all. Not at all. Of course, then we actually had Straw Hat Bounty number 4, which was Sanji. Sanji actually was really upset because he was like, man, how in the world did that guy, talking about Zoro of course, get a higher bounty than him? But he was at a cool a billion. I mean, like, he got over a billion. I think it was like 1,300,000,000 and something berries, 300 and something thousand, something like that, which is understandable because really, for him to be one of the stronger Straw Hats, they had to have given him over a billion. It wouldn't have been right if they didn't give him over a billion. So then they run and they get to Jinbei. Jinbei got a nice sizable one because he was already a warlord. He was already kind of well known, but they put him over a billion above Sanji. Just slightly above him. He was at 1,100,000, I think, something like that. What it was kind of. Sometimes they come up with odd numbers, and it's like, how in the world did you come up with that particular number? Like, I've heard people in the fandom come up with these these kind of ideas that Oda plays off of numbers. So I like to kind of understand what logic he had behind choosing the numbers that he did. But then, of course, we get to number 2, my favorite, Zoro. Zoro was the one who had 1,100,000, and then, of course, he did he did the counting thing like he did in Sabaody when they came back from the 2-year time skip. He was like, "Hey, number 4, don't talk back to number 2." Zoro is so petty. Zoro is so petty. And then, of course, they throw out number 1, of course, which we already knew his, but they throw out Luffy's, and they officially find out that his is 3 billion. Well, they knew that his was 3 billion from when they originally showed it, but of course they showed his 3 billion, but they kind of already knew that, so there was no problem there. So then everybody is like kind of marveling over that. So then here is the big part of this next part of the chapter was what everybody was kind of looking forward to as well. And they showed how the Cross Guild came to be about. So what ended up happening was Mihawk and Buggy were on an island and they were being surrounded by Marines, and Crocodile ended up, of all people, coming to save the day. So he sunk some ships, he messed up some stuff, and it looked like he was coming to their rescue, and that's how he got thrown into the bunch. Because of course Mihawk and Buggy were already like they're trying to run because they had just lost their warlord titles and they were on the run, so they were together trying to devise a plan. And Buggy was the one who came up with the idea of the business. So then what's really funny is how Crocodile presses Buggy, and he's like, "Bruh, if you don't like, how did this happen? Who made this poster? Like, it was supposed to be an equal partnership, but yet this poster makes it look like you are the leader of the bunch." And because of this, you ended up becoming a Yonko. Like, how does that work? Like, I should take you out right now. And he actually kind of got a little confirmation from Mihawk. He was like, man, Mihawk was kind of relaxed, chill about it. He was like, now, I don't want the being eye spotlight like that. I don't want the Yonko title. I just want to live a peaceful life. I'm chilling. I'm relaxed. I'm chilling. I'm cool to play a role, but remember, Crocodile, we can always take this dude out if we need to. I mean, it ain't nothing to us to go ahead and knock him out of the spotlight and go about our business, do what we gotta do. So then they went in a little bit more into detail about the fact that when they went through that's how Cross Guild officially came about, because we find out that Buggy never had a whole lot of money, and that's what Crocodile was after him to begin with. So he wasn't actually saving his life when the Marines were surrounding him. He was coming for a payback. He was there for a payback. He was like, "Buggy, I need my money. Where's my money?" He pulled a stew on him. He was like, "Where's my money?"
Oh my God! Yeah, that's what happens. Where's my money? You gonna give me my money?
So, but anyway, so that's how that particularly happened, and Buggy was up front with him. He was like, "Man, I ain't got the money, but guess what? Check this out. You joined the partnership that me and Mihawk just jumped on, and I'll pay you back through the services that we do. So I work my debt off in the business, and then you're happy, I'm happy, I stay alive. Everyone's a win-win." So Crocodile was like, "Meh, whatever." So then now they go into the bounties. The bounties were a very interesting and rather controversial part of this chapter for me. And I'm pretty sure that that's going to go crazy in the fandom about this. Starting with Mihawk. Now I kind of understand Mihawk's because, you know, he's been thrown in the conversation with Shanks of being the greatest. In fact, they even said that he overtook Shanks as being the greatest swordsman in the world. So they threw that and gave him those props. And of course, talking about how he's a loner, he does all that. He's got his notoriety pretty much from just being himself. But something I found out in this chapter I didn't know before, and maybe that was just me overlooking this, was Mihawk actually got his notoriety originally because he was chasing Marines already. He was like going after them. So that's actually where they got the idea for Cross Guild. That's where the original idea came from. He was actually chasing Marines, taking them down, saying, you know what, I don't like y'all, but it is what it is. So that's how that came about, and Mihawk's bounty ends up being 3.1 billion. This is where I'm like, I don't know, because now you have Mihawk's bounty higher than Luffy's, but Luffy is more of a danger to the world government than Mihawk. So why world government? Is this part of the hidden agenda thing that you don't want Luffy to be too well known? Well, he's gonna be well known regardless, but is this y'all's kind of ploy to not give Luffy too much credit that you gave Mihawk a higher bounty? Not only that, but also Buggy got a bounty of also 3.1 bill, and I was like, I still don't really know how I feel about that. Granted, I can see the relevance, but I still don't know how I feel about it. Because yeah, he's now got an alliance between Crocodile and Mihawk, two of the strongest people in the One Piece world. And not only that, but they threw in the fact that he was rival to Shanks, which isn't true really, but they threw that he was friendly with Shanks but kind of a rival, as well as the fact that he was an intern on Roger's ship. So they threw all that in, and they came up with the 3.1 bill. I still kind of wish they would have went like 3.5 for Luffy in regards to that. But Luffy is destined for great things. Of course, at this particular point, it kind of looks like Buggy is too. But we would definitely see as the continuation of the story goes along. I will say that I'm happy that they didn't give Crocodile a 3 billion berry bounty. He got 1 billion, a little over 1 billion. So I guess justifiable considering who he's around now, who he has partnered himself with. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. I mean, as far as, you know, who he has associated himself with, 1 billion is fair. I'll give him that. I will give him that, because he is still an incredibly cunning, very street savvy, very business minded person. I mean, he was running a very large organization prior to this, a very, very successful organization, in fact, indeed. So I get it, and like, if he would have got any more, I definitely would have been disappointed by that. So I'm gonna not say anything about that, but I am still a little concerned about how Buggy got a higher bounty than Luffy. The only person we didn't see bounty is we haven't gotten any kind of update on Blackbeard's crew. So I'm kind of interested to see what they're gonna do with his crew, but I have a feeling that since they gave Buggy a higher bounty than Luffy, they're definitely going to give Blackbeard a higher bounty. He'll probably end up being like 3.5, 3.7. Or they may... something that I'm actually thinking of now, considering like some of the rumors, and like I said earlier in the video, that they like to Oda likes to kind of play with numbers. There's a rumor that Blackbeard never sleeps, and he actually, it's because he has 3 different souls within his body, and that's the reason why he also is able to have multiple devil fruits. And according to that logic, they're also saying that he might end up with a 3rd one by the time the series is over. But man, that would make him too insanely OP, and it wouldn't be fun, man. Then you'd be pulling a Yuha Bach from Bleach. Spoiler, by the way. Yeah, he'd be insanely OP of a villain at that point if he had 3 freaking devil fruits. So I really hope that that's just speculation, and that's not really gonna happen. I really hope and pray that that's not gonna happen. But I'm gonna go ahead and end it right there. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section down below, because these 2 chapters are really dope, really nice and heartfelt, and I had a lot of good information, a lot of camaraderie, a lot of, you know, chilling, hanging out, more story development, more character interactions. Then of course we finally got the bounties, which is amazing, and I'm glad that we finally got the bounties, because it took them way too long to throw out those bounties, but we finally got them, and I'm loving it. I'm so happy to hear that we finally got the bounties. And again, like I said, y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section down below. Don't forget to hit my socials, and that's usually always in the comment section down below. And I will holler at y'all in the next video. Deuces.